Yeah, boys. Still reacting to the most painful places to get punched. Yeah, I know y'all miss me, man. Y'all miss me, man. I peed. Come on, man. The thumbnails. I'm getting there with the thumbnails, man. I'm getting there with the fucking thumbnails. Now they're not perfect completely, but I'm getting used to them. I just made it. So if you wonder how I made them, I use Canva. Shit. But yeah, by the reacting to the most painful places to get punches by the infographics show. I fuck with these boys, man. A lot. Pretty funny. Very cool and very informative as well. So I like them. I think I started following them back in like I think 2021 or 2020. Bro, COVID really shit like a lot for people. I ain't gonna lie. No cap, no. Oh, guys, not crying. That leg is gonna be real. But yeah,
Getting punched sucks, but there are definitely spots that hurt more than others when hit. In fact, getting punched in one area can instantly cause you to black out. Another location can literally cause you to pee yourself. We're about to tell you where the most painful places to get punched are, so pay attention. Your body's core is pretty resilient since this is where many of your vital organs are located. However, with precision, getting hit there can be incredibly painful. Professional fighters warn that if you ever get punched in the liver, it can be one of the most excruciating sensations of your life. The liver's main job is to filter toxins and
bro, I'm sorry, pause. Bro, I think if you get punched in your lip, bro, like with a good knuckle punch, yo, bro, it don't matter how mad you are, bro, you're gonna feel that shit. The liver, I've never gotten punched there, but yo, you get punched in the stomach. I'm talking about the stomach, bro. Like, yo, that is real. It doesn't matter how hard you flex, that person will get that punch through. The flex will only protect it by so much. I'm telling you, that shit will go through, and that is very painful. Not even joking. Hold on.
other unnecessary substances out of your blood. But when you get punched there, it can throw your whole body out of equilibrium. The liver is covered in nerves which, when struck, send pain signals to the brain. If you're hit hard enough in the liver, you can go into shock momentarily. This means that the body pretty much shuts down until the brain can get the pain signals under control. This is one of the reasons why professional fighters keep their elbows tight to their body. But there's another organ in your midsection that you don't want to be punched in: the kidneys. When punched in the kidney, the body feels an intense amount of pain. However, it's not just the pain from the initial impact that professional fighters warn about. Instead, when taking a punch to this region of the body, it's the lingering effects that can cause the most pain. In order for a punch to impact the kidneys, the attacker needs to get up under the rib cage. But if someone manages to sneak a punch past the protective covering, it can cause some severe damage and immense pain. And even hours after the initial impact, there will still be lingering discomfort in the abdomen and back. So being punched in the kidney is not just painful in a single region of the body, but can result in long-lasting aches that persist throughout the midsection. One final region in the core of the body that's painful to be punched in is the bladder.
Fuck wrong with my shitty ass camera, bro? Not even camera, like the god my computer. I mean, I already know my computer's ass, but it's like, what the fuck? So I'm clicking. I'm bro. Ah man, rage is real.
Unfortunately, there's an unintended side effect.
Who would ever punch you here, bro? Like you would literally have to like. I mean, it's not precise, but like, nah, I don't know why you would ever get punched here. I ain't gonna lie.
To being struck there. The punch would have to be a low blow, as the bladder is located just above the groin. But if punched hard enough in this region of the body, not only would you double over from intense pain signals, but you could pee your pants as well. This would happen as a result of the fist putting pressure on the bladder, causing it to release any urine it was holding. There's a part of the body that getting punched in is not only painful, but can cause death. The throat contains several vital structures that can cause both physical pain and life-threatening circumstances when punched. The trachea is the tube that you breathe through, and it can be very sensitive. This is why it should come as no surprise that getting punched in the trachea can be painful, but other threats come with getting punched here. For example, even a light punch could cause the larynx to collapse and block the windpipe. You would not be able to breathe until your body recovered, but depending on the damage done by the punch, getting hit in the trachea could be life-threatening. It's unlikely, but if the trachea and the larynx are damaged by a powerful punch, you could suffocate to death. Getting punched in the throat can also result in another dangerous side effect: the pain to the throat.
This fucking chair is gonna piss me off, bro. Hold on. I I actually hate this shit so much.
from a well-placed punch can be so intense that you could pass out. This means that all with one punch, you would feel incredible pain, lose your breath, and lose consciousness. This is why being punched in the throat is considered by many to be one of the worst places to get hit. This brings us to the most painful region of the body to get punched in, the face.
Yes.
According to professional MMA fighters, the worst places to have a punch land are around the head, but there are several key locations that you definitely want to avoid being hit. Some fighters claim that getting punched in the back of the head is the most painful place to get hit because after the initial impact you lose equilibrium. A solid punch to the back of the head is going to cause the brain to jostle slightly in the skull. Obviously, this is a problem and would cause discomfort, but the fact that the spinal cord connects the brain at the base of the skull means there are a ton of nerves in this area of the body. When these nerves are impacted by a punch, pain signals will flood the brain. The overwhelming amount of signals can cause disorientation, which makes recovering from such a punch very difficult. But this is nothing compared to getting hit in the side of the head. If you've ever had your ears boxed, you know how dizzy it can make you, but also how much the initial impact hurts. Following a punch to the ears, you would not only be in pain with
Yo, an ear punch, bro. I've gotten hit. Not I've never been in a fight before in my life, but I've gotten accidentally hit in the ear by my own like. You know how you when you with your own you're clumsy and you get hit by something on accident. I got hit by an ear, bro. That shit is so fucking painful. Like I cannot imagine there's anyone standing there with standing there. That shit is painful as hell, bro. No joke.
ringing in your ears, but the world around you would become distorted as you lost balance. Then, after the initial impact, the ear would throb and a burning sensation would persist for a long time. The nose is one of the most sensitive areas of the face due to nerves running across the bridge. These nerves contain respirators that allow you to smell, but with its high concentration of nerves also comes a high concentration of pain receptors. This means getting punched in the nose will shoot pain signals directly into the brain, causing the eyes to water, involuntary motor reflexes, and enough pain to cause you to black out for a moment. The crazy thing about getting punched in the nose is that it doesn't even need to be hard. Even a light punch can cause bleeding and pain, but if the punch lands with enough force, it can cause the bridge of the nose to break, which would result in severe pain until the bone could be reset. And although it's highly unlikely, a punch could shatter the nose, sending shards of it dangerously close to the brain itself. If you were very unlucky, some of the bone fragments could penetrate the nervous tissue and cause brain damage. If you've ever been poked in the eye by accident, you know how uncomfortable the feeling can be. Now, imagine getting punched full force right in the eye. This is often mentioned as being one of the worst places to get punched by professional fighters. At the back of the eye are a series of connective nerves that lead directly to the brain. When someone gets punched in the eye, signals are shot through these nerves and intense pain is felt. On top of that comes disorientation and the loss of depth perception. A punch to the eye could also rupture blood vessels, which would not only be uncomfortable but messy. However, the worst part about getting punched in the eye could be the long-term effects. If the impact is hard enough, it could damage your eye beyond repair. This means from a single punch, you may be temporarily or permanently blinded in that eye. And in really extreme circumstances, the entire eye could pop out of its socket by a strong punch. This would be so painful that the person would go into shock immediately. If this happened, the eye would likely be stopped by the eyelids, but with enough force, the eye could leave its socket and dangle from the hole in the face by the nerves connecting it to the brain. Needless to say, this would be one of the most painful spots anyone could be hit in. Being punched in the eye might just be really painful, or it could be the worst experience of your life. However, the most painful place of all to get punched in is not where you might think. According to several professional fighters, a punch that connects with the chin is actually the most painful of all. Many fighters recommend always covering the chin even if it leaves another part of the body vulnerable. The reason for this is if the chin
I'm not gonna lie, I could never see this, but if you out on roller skate or ice skate, none of that shit, W cookies, you can see. I don't roller skate, it's the peanut butter ones. I don't roller skate, none of that shit, but man, I ain't gonna lie. If you ever got hit if you ever like landed on your chin from any type of anything, riding your bike, skateboarding or roller skating, ice skate, whatever the fuck, excuse me, like it's always the non-expected places that hurt the absolute most or worst. I swear to God.
chin gets hit, the pain is so intense that even the toughest fighters get knocked out. In fact, many professional fighters have stories early on in their careers where they made the mistake of not protecting their chin, and the next thing they knew, they were on the ground looking up at the ref, who ended the fight on the account of knockout. But why is this area of the body so painful to be punched in? The reason is there's a high concentration of nerves around the chin and jaws. Since these nerves are so densely packed, a hard punch to the chin sends an overwhelming flood of pain signals to the brain. The massive amount of signals being sent all at once overloads the nervous system and causes you to black out. The difference between being punched on the chin versus other parts of the body is the puncher doesn't need to be very accurate. In this case, it's the amount of force that matters. If someone can punch hard enough and connect with any part of your chin, it's going to be incredibly painful. Whether the punch lands squarely on the chin or just clips the side of it, you're going to go down from the punch. This brings us to the last painful place to get punched, and it should
Hold on. Sorry for that, folks. My bad.
come as no surprise that being hit in the genitals is considered by most people to be the most painful place of all to be punched. These low blows are not often used in professional fighting, but when they are, it's normally by accident. Being punched in the groin will cause different sensations based on the sex of the person, but for both males and females, intense pain and discomfort come from being hit in the genitals. For a woman who's punched in the vagina, the impact will cause a throbbing sensation that travels all the way up to their midsection. Luckily, their ovaries and uterus are concealed within the body itself, which does offer some protection. But a punch to the female reproductive organs will cause a massive amount of pain. Males, on the other hand, are slightly more vulnerable as their testicles hang outside of the body. This means a punch could strike one or both testes head-on. This would send a massive surge of pain signals to the brain. The stomach could cramp and the person would double over in pain. The male and female genitals need to be sensitive areas due to their main purpose, which is pleasure. However, the reason that sex and orgasms are so pleasurable is because of the number of nerves that run through the genitals. The more nerves there are, the more sensitive an area is. Unfortunately, those same nerves are also capable of sending pain signals, which means that the genitals can deliver just as much pain as pleasure. So, where is the most painful place to get punched? If you ask a professional fighter, they'll most likely tell you it's the chin. However, for the rest of us, the genitals would definitely be at the top of the list. Now watch Worst Pain Ever? These injuries will make you cry like a baby. Or check out Most Painful Things a Human Can Experience.
Okay. VID.